Absolute 10 infinity. Absolute 100 infinity. Absolute 1000 infinity. Absolute infinite infinity. Absolutely infinity. Absolutely everything. The next is D capital.
1x,
2x,
3x,
4x,
5x, 6x,
7x,
8x,
9x,
1x power 1x, 1 try x, 1 quadr x,
1 quint x, 1
per square.
capital B, double capital B, capital B squared, capital B cubed, absolute never.
Profinity. Profinity score. Profinity cube. Superfinity. Superfinity absolute never. Superfinity score. Megafinity.
Godfinity,
Blue infinity,
super Godfinity,
Ata blue infinity, Absol subscribe infinity, Absol cube infinity case 90.
Godfinity,
Absolute to added x. Absolute to a god 12. Negative to infinity. D dot.
Alwayfinity,
Capital Alway. Absolute Alway never. Alway God. Alway sub for God. Alway to God. Ultimate infinity. Absolute transparent.
absolute ultimate Alway flogging subter, absolute sinusoid double function, perfinity, masterfinity,
Infinite infinity. Infinite infinity plus 1. Infinite infinity plus 10. Infinite infinity plus 100. Infinite infinity plus 1000. Infinite infinity plus 1 billion. Infinite infinity plus infinity. Infinite infinity plus absolute infinity. Infinite infinity plus absolutely everything. Infinite infinity plus x is the original. Infinite infinity plus 1x. Infinite infinity plus 1x power 1x. Infinite infinity plus absolute every number. Infinite infinity plus capital there. Infinite infinity plus absolute never. Infinite infinity plus infinity. Infinite infinity plus ultimate infinity. Infinite infinity plus infinity. Infinite infinity plus master infinity. Infinite infinity time 2. Infinite infinity. Infinity. Infinity plus 1. Infinity plus 10. Infinity plus 100. Infinity plus 1000. Infinity plus infinity. Infinity plus absolute infinity. Infinity plus absolute never. Infinity plus infinity. Infinity plus ultimate infinity. Infinity plus infinite infinity. Double infinity. Triple infinity. Quadruple infinity. Infinity squared. Infinity cube. Infinity plex. Force infinity. Force infinity plus 1. Force infinity plus absolute infinity. Force infinity plus absolute never. Force infinity plus infinity. Force infinity plus infinity. Force infinity times 2. Force infinity times 3. Force infinity times 5. Force infinity. Force infinity cube. Force infinity cube plex. Force infinity cube.
3 plus 1, 3 plus 10, 3 plus 100, 3 plus infinity, 3 plus absolute infinity, 3 plus absolute never, 3 plus Godfinity, 3 plus infinite affinity, 3 plus forcefinity, 3 double, 3 cube.
Absolute super duper. Absolute super duper plus 1. Absolute super duper plus 10. Absolute super duper plus 100. Absolute super duper plus infinity. Absolute super duper plus absolute infinity. Absolute super duper plus absolute never. Absolute super duper plus infinity. Absolute super duper plus infinity. Absolute super duper cube equals. Absolute super duper cube equals. Ultimate infinity double cubes. Absolute ultimate infinity super cubes.
Absolute extreme power, absolute force. Absolute extreme power, absolute force, power, absolute power. Absolute extreme power, absolute infinity. Absolute extreme power, absolute infinity power, absolute power. Absolute extreme power, absolute infinity power, absolute cores. Absolute extreme power, absolute infinity power, absolute cores, power, absolute power. Absolute extreme cube. Absolute extreme double cubes. Absolute extreme super cubes.
Quint power. Quint power, absolute power. Quint power, absolute cores. Quint power, absolute power. Quint power, absolute extreme. Super everything, power, everything. Quint power cube. Quint power double cubes. Quint
Extreme affinity. Extreme affinity power absolute power. Extreme affinity power absolute cruise. Extreme affinity power absolute infinity. Extreme affinity power absolute extreme. Extreme affinity power quint power. Absolute extreme affinity super duper. Extreme affinity power sex power. Extreme affinity power set power. Extreme affinity power walk power. Giga everything power everything. Extreme affinity cube. Extreme affinity double cubes. Extreme affinity super cubes.
Absolute possible.
Nghe có hốt thú không?
Undeci Pyre.
Oidici Yower.
Trideci Pyre. Quadreci Pyre.
Quinteci power. Sexteci power.
Septeci power.
Octodeci Pyre.
Novadeci power.
Absolute double impossible. Absolute triple impossible. Absolute quadruple impossible. Absolute quadruple impossible. Absolute sextuple impossible. Absolute sextuple impossible. Absolute absolute impossible. Absolute absolute impossible.
Absolute Illuminati.
Gigafinity. Terrafinity.
Affinity.
Exactly. That's affinity.
Yes affinity.
Right.
Quad affinity.
Set affinity.
What affinity?
Absolutely high as everything.
Absolutely kills with everything. Absolutely kills with everything. Absolutely cures ultra everything.
Absolute infinity pyre. Absolutely infinity pyre. Absolutely everything pyre. Absolute everything possible pyre. Absolute X pyre. Absolute double.
Absolute X super fire. Absolute X ultra fire. Absolute X giga fire. Absolute X
Pyre. Absolute X beta pyre. Absolute X exopyre. Absolute X zeta pyre. Absolute X Google pyre. Absolute X yada pyre. Absolute X infinity pyre. Absolute X absolute infinity pyre. Absolute X absolute infinity pyre. Absolute always X pyre.
Absolute X every double Pyre.
capital D fire. Double capital D fire.
Megapyre. Gigapyre. Terapyre. Petapyre. Exapyre. Zetapyre. Yadapyre.
Our affinity pyre.
Ultimate infinity cure.
Absolute Science Studio Function Pyre. Profinity 4. Masterfinity Pyre. Infinity Pyre. Infinity Pyre. Forcefinity Pyre. Absolute Super Duper Pyre. Absolute Ultimate Infinity Pyre.
Absolute yin yang.
Spinner's Pyre.